I'm H-A-P-P-Y. I'm H-A-P-P-Y. I know I am, I'm sure I am. I'm H-A-P-P-Y.
I know I am, I'm sure I am. He's H-A-P-P-Y.
Don't do it, Archie. Doctors have been wrong before now, and life is a precious gift. I'll ring the Samaritans.
Oh, shut up, Figgis. There's been an accident. Terrific crash right outside the hospital. It's over now. You've missed it. Where have you been?
Exercising the porter's whippet. Now I've got my legs back, I thought I'd better use them.
Well, you haven't been racing against him, have you, Figgis?
No, I've been walking him through the grounds. At least I've been getting some fresh air in my lungs. It's what you could do with Archie instead of staring out of that window all day.
I'm not interested in whippets, Figgis, particularly that one. Anyway, he'll never win a race. He's got the mange.
He hasn't got the mange.
And what are all those bald spots?
They're not bald spots. Well, the other dogs have bit him. They're jealous of his speed.
Speed? He's only had one race and he finished last.
Well, that wasn't his fault. He put his foot in a piece of chewing gum just when they started. Poor little devil was stuck to the ground and he had 3 good legs. It's a wonder he finished it all. But don't you worry. His turn will come. We haven't heard the last of Throbbing Gristle.
Throbbing Gristle? What a name.
It's very descriptive. That's what he's like when he's moving. Throbbing Gristle. He's getting a real turn of speed, Archie. You should have been there.
No, you should have been here, Figgis. Terrific collision. You missed a real treat.
Oh, have I, Archie? Much blood, was there? Anything particularly gruesome to report? Could you hear the cries of the wounded?
What are you getting at, Figgis?
Only that after the pure animal joy of exercising a whippet, I find your interest in road accidents rather macabre. You and Norman watched those ambulances arrive like a couple of vultures.
I wasn't watching, Figgis. I just heard this loud bang, so I went across to look. This yobbo had come down the hospital road in a souped-up banger doing I don't know what, some incredible speed, and went straight into the side of this Jaguar.
Well, wait a minute. If you weren't watching, how do you know he was doing an incredible speed?
Well, you could tell just by looking at him. Leather jacket, cowboy boots, and a medallion. Absolute riff-raff. I feel sorry for the chap in the Jag.
Well, of course you do. That's your class solidarity coming out. You know, you've got to try and free yourself of this irrational prejudices, Archie.
What about your irrational prejudices? You can't stand chaps who drive in shirt sleeves and have Kleenex tissues in the back.
Precisely. None of us is impartial.
Well, you didn't see the blighter when they got him out. He was reeling and staggering.
He'd just been in a car crash, Archie. What do you expect him to be doing? Handstands?
Well, I think he was on drugs, or drink, or both. He was lucky to get away with a few cuts and bruises. Of course, there may have been something internal.
That's right. Let's look on the bright side.
Well, at least it happened right outside a hospital. Thorpe and Gupta were on the spot almost at once.
Yeah, well, business has been a bit slack just lately, hasn't it?
It's no joking matter, Figgis.
Of course it isn't. Well, come away from that window, for God's sake. We'll get enough of that when Norman comes in. He sits in that garden watching the crossroads and doing his basket weaving like one of those old ladies round the guillotine.
Know what I've just seen?
What did I tell you?
You mean the car crash? I was looking at it from the window.
From the window, I was there.
Well, what happened, Norman?
I don't think I can tell you, Fig. I've had my name and address taken. I shall probably be a witness for the Crown, so until then, the matter is sub judice.
Oh, come on, Norman, you can tell us.
No, I'm afraid not. All I can say is that the whole scene is indelibly engraved on my mind. Just don't ask me to talk about it, that's all. I can't tell you what happened.
We don't want to know what happened. Just tell us whose fault it was.
That is for the courts to decide.
I know whose fault it was. I don't know why they allow cars like that on the road. They're probably held together with string. Hello. We've just been talking about the crash. Did you see it? A maniac in a hot rod rammed a Jaguar. How do chaps like that get licenses? That's what I want to know.
That was me.
Oh, was it? Well, that's your bed over there. Can you manage?
Of course I can manage. There's nothing wrong with me.
Nothing wrong with him. He's out on his feet. Probably on his way home from an all-night party. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't get the breathalyzer in here before long. What did I tell you? Here's the fuzz.
Found these in someone's garden. Yours, I believe. 7. That's supposed to be lucky.
Not for me, they weren't.
Well, Ronnie, if you will, hang them from the windscreen and obscure your vision.
How do you know my name?
That was on the windscreen as well, what was left of it. Along with Maureen. We're not looking for Maureen, are we?
Nah. It's not Ronnie and Maureen anymore.
Lucky for her, she could have ended up the same as the dice.
I wasn't going fast.
Weren't you? This isn't the first time we've had words, is it, Ronnie? I've had to stop you before and warn you about speeding. In fact, I remember giving you some sound advice about your future behaviour, and what happened? You drove away with my gauntlets.
Look, I wasn't speeding, I was slowing down.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Perhaps you better tell me what happened.
He doesn't have to answer any questions, not in his condition.
Who are you, sir? A solicitor?
This is a hospital, mate, not a courtroom. How do you know he's fit enough to answer questions?
Hey, he's only got a few bruises.
You don't know that. I suggest until you've had the results of his X-ray, you go off and catch a few burglars.
That wouldn't be very easy, sir. You see, I'm in traffic control.
That doesn't give you the right to hound a motorist in his bed.
Now, would you mind keeping out of this, sir?
And what if I don't? What are you going to do, handcuff me to the bed rail?
I must say the idea does have a certain appeal, but I don't think it'll be necessary. Ronnie looks fit enough to me.
How do you know he hasn't got concussion?
Oh, come on, sir, please.
No, I wasn't speeding, I was going to outpatients for treatment. Now I'm in here with concussion. Only went 'cause I had a rash on the back of my hand. It was this twit in a Jaguar he pulled straight out in front of me and I didn't stand a chance.
Of course you didn't. Oh, Doctor, I'm glad you've come here just in time to prevent a miscarriage.
We usually do that in maternity figures.
I mean, a miscarriage of justice, Doctor. This is the lad who was involved in that accident with that twit in a Jaguar.
Twitter the Jaguar, that was me, figures. Now get back to bed and let me examine the patient.
I was wondering, sir, if he was fit to make a statement.
I don't see why not, officer. Let's have a look at him.
Oh, my God, not you again.
Now, don't be apprehensive, Ronnie. No hard feelings. I'm a doctor first and a motorist second. How many fingers?
2, and I don't like the way you're holding them.
Seems all right to me. I don't see why you shouldn't make a statement.
But I've got a headache.
Of course you got a headache. You hit my car like a guided missile.
I wasn't speeding.
Weren't speeding. You're just a blur coming down that road. Fortunately, you don't have to take my word for it. Gupta was in the car with me.
I see him. Well, what was your impression, sir?
Mr. Top is quite blameless. He's a very good driver. The other car was going too fast, in my opinion.
Yes, in your opinion, but let's face it, you're not used to English traffic. A bullock cart would seem fast to you.
That is true. I do not like the traffic here. I prefer to walk. But Mr. Top stopped and kindly offered me a lift.
I see him. Where was that?
Just outside the hospital where those 2 yellow lines are drawn.
I see him. What happened next?
Mr. Top was very careful. He checks the mirror, then he looks out of the window. Nothing is coming. Then he puts his hand out of the window to indicate and says, "Hang on to your hat, Gupta, here we go." Then there is a bang and my head is hit on the window.
Hang on to your hat, Gupta. Here we go.
Yes, well, Gupta, I don't think we need chapter and verse.
On the contrary, sir, I think we might need even more than that.
Yeah, well, so do I, but that's all we've got. What a pity there weren't any other witnesses.
Oh, but there is. The young man over there. He witnessed the whole thing.
What?
Yes. In fact, I was just about to take his statement.
Well, no, I can't allow that, not just at the moment. He's still undergoing treatment. See the high colour, the red spots on the cheeks? Feverish, yes. Highly excitable. You'll have to wait till he calms down.
Could I have a word in confidence?
What is it, Glover?
Well, I don't think there's any need to take a statement. I think that we could settle this matter here and now. I can smell alcohol.
I believe you're right.
Now you mention it, so can I.
I wonder, sir, could you ask him to blow into this for me?
Certainly. Ronnie, I wonder if you'd mind blowing into this bag for the officer, just to show you weren't drinking before the accident.
No, I don't trust those things.
Well, they're very dependable. It's a mere formality.
You can't expect me to blow into that. I haven't got the strength, I'm sick.
You're not too sick to blow into a bag. All you have to do is put it to your lips and give it a good sharp blow. Look, just like this. See, there's nothing to it.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, what is it?
The crystals have changed colour.
What's happening now, Figgis?
Ronnie's down in X-ray and Thorpe's drinking gallons of water.
Do you think Thorpe's a secret drinker?
More than probable. Often happens to professional men, pillars of the community. It's the pressure.
Figgis, if Thorpe drank, he wouldn't be able to do his job properly.
That's what I mean. We always thought it was incompetence. Of course, there were signs. Every time he leans over me, I swear I can hear the clink of a hip flask.
My music teacher was like that. She led a perfectly normal life, never a hint that anything was wrong, well, except that sometimes she slammed the lid down while I was playing. But then I started to find these whiskey bottles in the piano stool.
You see, Archie, you can never go by appearances. Thorpe was over the limit, and Ronnie's come through with flying colours.
Well, so you saw the whole thing, Norman. I can't tell you how delighted I am to know that I've got a witness of your caliber. After 30 years of blameless motoring, that means something.
Yes, Doctor?
Now, tell me, Norman, what exactly did you see?
I can't discuss that, Mr. Thorpe. After all, you're involved.
Well, of course not, but he was going too fast, wasn't he? You saw him. He was speeding. I didn't have a chance, did I? Come on, you little pig, tell me what you saw!
I hope you're not trying to tamper with a witness, Doctor.
Of course not.
Good, because you're in enough trouble as it is.
I don't think so. I think the officer accepted my explanation. I simply did a drink when I got back into the hospital to calm my nerves.
Oh, yes, well, I don't think you're out of the wood yet. And if he wants a blood sample, I suggest you take it out of your big toe. With any luck, it won't be down there yet.
I don't think that'll be necessary, Figgis. I keep telling you, it was not my fault.
What exactly did happen, Doctor?
Well, Fetch me that wheelchair, Glover, and I'll show you. That'll be my car.
Hey, wait a minute, Norman, you grab that one, I'll be Ronnie.
Now, I was coming out like this.
Right, now I'm coming down the road. Show me exactly what happened.
Right, Figgis.
Well, when are you going to get started? I'll be by you in a minute.
What are you waiting for, Glover?
We haven't released the handbrake.
All right, Smarty.
Well, with all these precautions, I'm amazed you managed to hit each other at all.
That's because you're not going fast enough. Change cars and I'll show you. Right, Norman, come on now. Go faster this time. Faster, Norman. You can go fast. Norman!
My God, not you again.
I know I am, I'm sure I am. I'm H-A-P-P-Y. I know I am, I'm sure I am. H-A-P-P-Y.
Any developments, Archie?
Mr. Thorpe's got to take another breathalyzer in 20 minutes.
Did you hear that, Norman? Sounds as if it could come to court. You could be the star witness.
Do you think so? I've always wanted to take part in a real courtroom drama. I'm quite looking forward to it.
Well, I'm not. When you've been in as many courtroom dramas as what I have, they tend to lose their fascination. They'll tear you to shreds in there.
They won't do that, will they, Fig?
Of course not, as long as you keep a clear head.
A clear head, a good barrister would make mincemeat out of him.
All I've got to do is tell the truth.
Ah, but the truth is a subject that has perplexed philosophers through the ages.
I know what I saw.
And I have no reason to doubt you, Norman. You were sitting in the garden with an uninterrupted view of the road when Mr. Thorpe pulled out sharply into the traffic.
Well, yes, I suppose so.
Objection, you're leading the witness.
Objection overruled. You said, I suppose so. Now, I don't want you to say anything you don't mean, but remember, accidents don't just happen, they are caused, and it's quite natural to speculate, but speculation is not proof. On the other hand, you are a very observant young man. You always win at I Spy, I've noticed that. And honest, haven't you got an O level in divinity?
Yes.
Did you hear that, gentlemen? An O level in divinity. How many people can say that? Now, I want you to tell me, in your own words, exactly what happened when Mr. Thorpe pulled out sharply.
You're doing it again.
You can't really blame Mr. Thorpe. He was distracted.
Oh, and what makes you think he was distracted?
He was waving to this girl across the road.
What girl?
She had a tight white sweater, blue miniskirt, white boots, and a ponytail.
Oh, yes, I've seen her. She's nice, isn't she? Yes. And are you suggesting that Mr. Thorpe was ogling her?
Well, it looked like it.
Of course it did. What we have here, gentlemen, is the hidden statistic. How many accidents have been caused, I wonder, by the unexpected glimpse of a well-filled sweater? And we all know Mr. Thorpe's weakness in that respect. I put it to you that he came out of the Red Lion, his blood already inflamed by alcohol, copped this girl across the road and flipped his lid. He drove off, his eyes standing out on stalks, straight into the path of my client's car. No further questions. I rest my case.
My witness, I think. Now, Norman. Let's take it step by step, shall we? You've known Mr. Thorpe for some time.
Yes?
Have you ever known him the worse for drink?
No.
Would you consider him the sort of man who is indifferent to the life and safety of another human being?
Well, no.
Do you think that a man who has spent his life making people fit and well so that they can leave hospital to lead a normal and useful life would spend his leisure hours trying to put them back into casualty?
Of course not.
Do you drive a car yourself, Norman?
No, but I'm taking lessons.
Taking lessons. And yet you say that Mr. Thorpe pulled out sharply. This from a non-driver. A man who, on his own admission, wouldn't know one car from another, and who has never pulled anything out, sharply or otherwise. And who knows nothing of the refinements of power-assisted steering. I put it to you, Norman, that Mr. Thorpe was carrying out a perfectly sensible maneuver, and that it was your attention that was distracted by the young lady.
No.
Then why can you manage to describe her so minutely?
I'm observant.
And what was Mr. Thorpe wearing?
A suit, I think.
A suit. You think. What day is it today, Norman?
Tuesday.
It's Wednesday, Norman. You're not a very reliable witness, are you? Did you really see the accident, Norman? I put it to you that you did not, that you don't even know which day it occurred, that the sight of that girl drove all other thoughts from your mind, and now, due to some desire for cheap notoriety or some dissatisfaction with your medical treatment, you are determined to malign an honourable member of the medical profession.
No!
I further put it to you that you are a liar, and that the whole of your testimony is a complete fabrication.
I am not a liar!
Don't prevaricate, sir. Answer the question, yes or no.
Yes! No! What was the question? I've forgotten!
That is not all you've forgotten. You've forgotten that it is your evidence and your evidence alone that could send an innocent man to prison.
Oh, heavens!
Very nice piece of cross-examination, Archie.
Thank you, Roy.
Please be calm, Mr. Thorpe. I'm sure there's nothing to worry about.
Nothing to worry about. Hang on to your hat, Gupta. Here we go. What a witness you turned out to be. No wonder he's suspicious.
But you have nothing to fear. You are innocent.
That's right. I'm innocent. What have I got to worry about? I must remember that. What is it, Norman?
All I wanted to say, Mr. Thorpe, was that I never wanted to send you to prison. What? But I must tell the truth, mustn't I? You wouldn't want me to commit perjury.
My God. What are you going to tell them?
Well, it was about waving to that girl across the road.
You mean the one with the ponytail and the white boots, but I barely noticed her. I was indicating to move out. I wasn't waving.
No, you weren't waving, Mr. Thorpe. You were drowning.
Don't you start figures. I tell you, it wasn't my fault. It was an accident.
There is no such thing as a pure accident. It's always somebody's fault. Perhaps it's some sort of death wish.
I do not have a death wish. It was his fault. He was speeding us Gupta.
Yes, I was coming to that. I thought Gupta seemed rather nervous when he was making his statement, as if he was trying to hide something.
Of course I was nervous. I'd just been in an accident. I hate the traffic here. I wish I'd never got into that car. I didn't want to.
Because Mr. Thorpe had been drinking?
No, you don't understand. Gupta's Hindu. To him, all life is sacred. He made me stop last week while 3 sparrows were having a dust bath in the road.
That's not it. What are you trying to hide, Gupta?
Not hiding anything. I saw the car through the back window. It was coming too fast.
Well, that surprises me because I went to have a look at that car. What with the blood donor stickers, 3 packets of tissues, and a set of golf clubs, I'm amazed you could see anything.
You must have noticed something. I distinctly remember him grabbing the wheel.
Grabbing the wheel?
I'm sorry, my friend. Figgis is right. I did not see the car. I've deceived you. It's all my fault. I caused the accident. I grabbed the wheel because of the dog.
What dog?
A half-starved dog with bare patches. It ran out in front of you.
You made me swerve because of a dog?
That dog could have been your grandmother.
My grandmother's in Harrogate, Gupta. Typical of you. You swerved to avoid a dog and knocked down a dozen pedestrians.
You're right, Gupta. There was a dog. I remember seeing it running away. It was throbbing Gristle.
I beg your pardon.
Porter's Whippet. You were exercising it, weren't you, Fig?
Well, yes.
Did you have it on a lead?
Well, now I'll let it off for a run.
You let it off?
Near a busy road.
It was only gone for a minute.
Do you know what you said, Figures? There's no such thing as a pure accident. I think we've found the culprit.
You mean Throbbing Gristle?
No, I mean you, Figures!
Would you blow into the bag once more, sir?
But here...
If you would. If you'd just dispose of the Minto first. Ah, you appear to be clear, sir.
You mean there'll be no charge?
We're not ogres, sir. Of course there won't be any charge for that. That just leaves parking on a double yellow line, driving without due care and attention, and failure to display an up-to-date excise license. Apart from that, you're in the clear. Of course, it's not for me to decide. That'll be up to the chief constable.
Told ya, his fault.
Not exactly. There is the question of exceeding the speed limit.
I wasn't going fast. There were no brake marks.
Ronnie, there were no brakes. There was also play in the steering, the ball front tyre, and an insecure roof rack.
Look, just because I've got an old car, there's no need to be vindictive.
He's right. The state of that traffic out there, that accident could have happened to anyone.
No, sir. Accidents are avoidable. I've been in traffic for 10 years, never had a scratch.
That's because everybody gives you a wide berth. I don't blame them. You never miss a chance to persecute the motorist, do you?
On the contrary, sir, one of the worst aspects of this case is the way a pet was allowed to run unrestricted on a public highway. I shall be informing the chief constable of that as well, sir. Good day.
Good day.
Oh, he's left his gauntlets.
Oh, quickly, Gunther, before he thinks we've stolen them.
You told him.
Well, he wanted a statement, Roy. I had to tell the truth.
Well, couldn't you have bent it a bit?
He's a regular little George Washington, isn't he?
You know what you are? You're a grass.
I just hope that you can live with it, that's all.
But it was my public duty, Roy.
Don't you talk to me. In fact, after this, I doubt if anyone will talk to you again. You can carry your duty too far. And come away from that window. You've caused enough trouble.
He's in a hurry.
Of course he is. He can't wait to get down there and file his report. Thanks to you.
Hey, look out!
What's happened?
He's just hit an ambulance.
Is he hurt?
He's limping a bit.
Oh, dear, oh, dear.
What a tragedy.
Oh, well, that spoiled his record.
It certainly has. He was going out of the no-exit gate.
What? And you saw him? Well, where are you going?
I'm keeping out of the way. I'm not going to be a witness again.
What are you talking about? What about your public duty? Come on, we're going to give him your name and address.
I'm H-A-P-P-Y, I'm H-A-P-P-Y. I know I am, I'm sure I am, I'm H-A-P-P-Y. Yes, I'm H-A-P-P-Y, I'm H-A-P-P-Y. I know I am, I'm sure I am, I'm H-A-P-P-Y. Oh yes, I'm H-A-P-P-Y. Yes, I'm H-A-P-P-Y. I know I am, I'm sure I am. Yes, I'm H-A-P-P, H-A-P-P, only when I lie. H-A-P-P-Y.